So for my presentation today, I'm going to focus on, leading through change and the importance of learning and development and how important people are through this change that we're going through with AI. So we'll also explore SOTI's culture a little bit, and I've got a few videos to share with you as well. So with that, let's get started. So I won't bore you with a lot of statistics, but I wanted to give you some insights in terms of the top HR priorities for organizations in 2026. And I think we would all realize and acknowledge that, there's a lot going on right now, and HR leaders such as myself, we really need to stay on top of that. I really need to run alongside the business and what is happening in the tech side of the house, and certainly on the HR side and the people development side as well, to make sure that I've got, the right priorities in place. Things like developing leaders, obviously really important. And a lot of you sitting here as leaders, you know how important that is, as the panel was discussing as well. Enabling innovation, just as important in my group, to look at, all of these tasks that, AI is removing the boring parts of our jobs as well. And how can I be, innovative and enable that more in my group? And then, providing great employee experiences, obviously the hiring and retention that goes along with that. And then, of course, controlling labor costs as well. So AI will change what we do. And I think this is really something that should resonate with all of us. It will change what we do. But culture will dictate how well we do it, right? So to remain, relevant in the global marketplace, we not only need to look at our tech stack, but we also need to focus on our people stack. And, that growth mindset, it's going to be key to building a culture where we'll, can learn at rapid pace. And we heard the panel talking about that. I think one of you had said about, solving business problems and understanding, doing more than just, tech per se, or coding per se, I should say. So I think it's really important that, we have to look at the changing dynamic, and I have to be prepared for that as well. So we don't want to just survive that transition at SOTI. We're actually really striving to define it in a lot of ways. So we've all heard the headlines, about AI replacing the workforce and the growing anxiety and surrounding the, human-machine handshake, if you will. It creates a lot of anxiety for everyone. But if we really, strip that away and break that down, what does that really mean, right? So whether you're a junior dev and you're, committing your first major feature, or you're a seasoned leader and you're managing a global team, and there's a lot going on there. So, but we're all motivated by trying to solve problems, right? We need to move the business forward, and we need to be flexible and agile to do that pretty quickly. So as we head into 2026, we can certainly, farther into 2026, we can certainly anticipate that the competitive advantage is going to be how quickly we can adapt and change. And we can fully expect as, AI matures. I mean, the time we've been sitting in this room today, there could be tech advancements happening right now. Everything's moving at a rapid pace. So we can certainly expect, there's going to be uncertainty. And I think that came up on the panel as well, where people were just not sure. I think the question was about leadership and, how are you going to be able to pivot and be prepared for that? And I think a lot of us are uncertain about a lot of that. So we're all in that boat together. The disruption that it's causing, and certainly the pressure. But I think the question we need to ask ourselves, and especially you in the room, is, are you going to be an adaptable change agent, right? Are you a change agent and ready for, what that's going to look like? So as I was saying earlier, I don't think AI is coming for your job. I think it's coming for those boring parts of your job. At least that's what it looks like today. And I think we should embrace that. I think it's something that we really need to get comfortable with. And with that, how do we look at that in terms of the tech side and the human side? So at SOTI, we have a very robust people development arm of our HR business. And in people and culture, I take it very, very seriously because it's part of my background as well, adult learning and education. And because of that, it's very core to SOTI's cultural mindset as well, a growth mindset, building our bench strength, using our human machines well in terms of human capital. What does that look like? But also, we also realize that it's just not about our products and our software. It's all about our people as well. In fact, we've heard our CEO, Carl Rodriguez, make comments about it's SOTI's people that actually make the difference. Fantastic products, you hear and see what we're doing in the marketplace. But the people are really behind that as well. So reading this paragraph here, and as everyone's been touching on, and Shash had mentioned as well earlier in his presentation, AI generating code, documentation, test cases in minutes, and differentiating, it isn't really what's going to be produced. We need to really focus on how fast we can learn that and how bravely, we can adapt to that. So in PNC, our department has an extensive, learning and development component. And these are some of the areas that we focus on that are really important to us in terms of skills development, making sure that people have growth opportunities and development plans, and they can really go somewhere with their careers. That's obviously really important to all businesses. Compliancy would be like the boring part of HR that we all have to do. And our leadership and our early talent. And new joiners coming in, making sure they're upskilled, they have the onboarding programs they need, the readiness, and so on. But all of this has to happen at rapid pace. So we spend a great deal of time, reshaping our people development program portfolios. We're always adding something to it. We're always looking at ways where we can align ourselves with the goals and objectives of the company. So, we're always looking at ways to refine what we've got, again, looking at fast pace and so on. So right now we're very focused on 5 key strategic areas that I'm doubling down on for this particular year. And one of them being, our people first growth, as I was saying. Empowering our people to grow, giving them opportunities with their growth opportunities and so on. And being able to have them have motivated work, coming in every day and feeling very connected to the business, adding value. And they can do that, and we can do that with them in their leadership as well. And then speed to impact. So, time to productivity. Everyone wants their people up and going really, really quickly. Again, agility, fast, solving problems, but adding that, high impact with confidence as well. And then skills as a competitive advantage, as I was saying, building role-based specific skills that are going to get them up and going quicker. And we are obviously talking about, AI, but the powered learning, but it has to be practical. It has to be something that's going to work and move quickly with agility with the business. We have to be able to accelerate and solve problems quickly. And then having that connected eco-learning system as well. So, making sure whether that's, under one pane of glass, your learning management systems, your systems and tools, making sure that they're working for your folks. You want them to be able to get in there quick, in real time, get quick hits of knowledge and information when they need it. So, I get exhausted just thinking about that, trying to keep up with all the courseware and everything that we need to do to stay on top of that. As I said earlier on about developing leadership, it's really essential to the organization to access and be successful at building accountability through various AI programs where we can take that value and turn that into impact for the business. As AI, in tech and leaders on this crazy learning journey together, we're really trying to find ways to navigate through this and stay ahead of it, which is very difficult right now. So here's a short video that I wanted to share with you. It's a 2-minute video. It's part of our new our Global Skills Academy, which resides in our SOTI University.
Welcome to Global Skills Academy. your personalized hub for learning, growth, and career transformation. This isn't just about courses. It's about building the skills that power your future. Here, you can dive into role-based learning paths, master emerging technologies, and prepare for certifications that set you apart. With the integration of the Career Pathing program, you'll also connect your learning to real career opportunities, creating a roadmap for success. Let's quickly explore all that Global Skills Academy has to offer. Role-based skill paths focuses on building targeted technical capabilities with curated learning paths designed for specific job roles. Gain the right skills at the right time for real business impact. AI Skills Navigator helps you quickly identify skill gaps instantly with AI-driven insights tailored to you. Get personalized learning recommendations that align with your growth and development plans. LinkedIn Learning Library gives you access to a wide range of professional courses across technical, business, and leadership skills. Learn at your own pace with expert-led content designed to support continuous growth. Instructor-led training supports your learnings through live sessions led by industry experts. These hands-on, interactive experiences accelerate skill development and real-world application. Microsoft certifications give you a clear path to industry-recognized credentials. Strengthen your credibility and demonstrate verified technical expertise. Microsoft Learning Plans help you stay current with structured training across core Microsoft technologies. Build your knowledge step by step, from foundational concepts to advanced expertise. AI-powered coaching roleplay provides an interactive way to practice real workplace conversations and receive real-time feedback. Strengthen your communication and critical skills in an immersive learning environment. Browse all Microsoft training to explore a comprehensive catalog of courses across roles and skill levels. Discover and learn what matters most to you at your own pace. The Career Pathing program enables clear career progression through structured, skills-based career pathways. Visualize your growth opportunities while aligning your development with business needs. With Global Skills Academy, all of these learning resources are brought together in one centralized platform. Explore the page, find what aligns with your goals, and start building the skills that will help you grow and succeed. Ready to get started? Select Register now to sign up and begin learning today.
So we actually created this with the intent, very intentional in terms of career pathing and goals in mind for employees, growth opportunities, and looking for ways for them to be motivated with their individual development. So the courseware is constantly being updated all the time, but we're really proud of this in terms of a step forward that ties us back to those HR priorities that I was mentioning early on, and certainly ways where we can maybe stay ahead of that curve with AI practical training and information that people need. So with that, let's switch gears a little bit. So on the panel, you were talking, I think it was Shash that had mentioned about the hackathon in Kochi, and what you're seeing on the right-hand side there is actually the winning team that actually won that hackathon challenge, and we do these on on a continual basis in terms of getting the ideation and getting a lot of great things happening. So it is part of the cultural things that we do. We're always trying to tie some fun and exciting work and innovation and bringing a fun element to it as well. And our culture is really, we want high engagement in our environment. We want employees to feel safe and having safe spaces to speak freely and have an open voice and offer their opinions and help us with moving business forward as well. And transparent leadership. We look to our leadership to make sure that they're giving us the information that we need from the top down to be able to be successful, create programs and initiatives that will drive value, as I was saying earlier. But amongst all of this as well, we like to have a lot of fun. And there's a lot of camaraderie that happens at SOTI with these types of interactions. And so to give you kind of an idea of that, we have a motto at SOTI: we work hard and we play hard. And we certainly take that serious. And we have a lot of fun with it. So to give you an idea of the scale and size of our SOTI headquarters in Mississauga, I wanted to show you our SOTI Day video which is an annual event where we come together to celebrate our people, but also just celebrate all the hard work that we do.
SOTI Day 2025 marks the beginning of something extraordinary. This year, we're thrilled to host SOTI Day at our new global headquarters in Mississauga for the first time. What better way to mark this new chapter by bringing our teams together to celebrate the people, passion, and purpose that makes SOTI truly exceptional.
SOTI rocks! SOTI rocks!
SOTI rock!
SOTI Day! So what's the best thing about SOTI?
The people!
Growth! The innovation! Inspiration! Technology!
Creativity!
The sky! SOTI rocks!
What I love the most about SOTI Day is how it brings us together. It's a reminder that our strength does not only lie in our diversity, but also in our ability to collaborate.
There's an energy here that's hard to miss, whether we're brainstorming or in a friendly competition. We add a little bit of fun in everything we do.
This isn't just about the fun. In SOTI, you feel like you're part of a global movement.
Innovation is in our DNA, and SOTI Day gives us the space to let that creative energy shine.
First place winner, Lake Louise. That's a wrap on SOTI Day 2025. See you next year.
So I've really enjoyed my 2 weeks in India. It's coming to a wrap now, but when I see this video, I am anxious to get back to our head office and see everyone as well. But what you can see behind me, these are other pictures of some of our offices around the world, very vibrant activities and a lot of the employees having a lot of fun. And quite frankly, it would be really impossible to, in this limited time to talk about all the social events and all of the things that we do in terms of supporting our people and our culture. And I wanted to share one thought with you before I close out. That culture is quite simply a shared way of doing something with passion. And I think in this ever-changing world that's shifting with AI, we need to channel our passion. We need to consider that energy and with enthusiasm and activities that can produce positive things and positive change. And that is extremely important to SOTI. It's important to our people. And I think it's important to us as human beings as well. So I want to thank you, everyone, for listening. I'm sorry my voice went a little off there. It was very dry. And I look forward to talking to you during the network supper later on. So thank you very much. Appreciate it.